Y'all know I love taking trips to the Fakery Bakery and bringing you home some goodies. But I hear a lot of people say, NASA's not the only space agency. Are you telling me that all of them are faking it and deceiving the world? Yes, they are all warping your mind. They all work together. There is no space race. But you know what? At least China gave us a flat plane for a minute. And what on earth is happening here? Get it? Because he's not in space? But for real, what kind of physics causes a ping pong ball to bounce off nothing and come right back to the paddle? Definitely not anti-gravity or no gravity. And ground control to Major Tom, we have major fake stars and major green screen fail, as you can see the stars straight through these objects. They turn the lighting on to try to fix that problem, but as soon as a shade comes in, you can still see stars right through these solid objects. And you know the Red Hot Chili Peppers sings, "Space may be the final frontier, but it's made in a Hollywood basement." But then look at the rest of it. And Cobain, can you hear the spheres singing songs off station to station? That's crazy. And then Alderain's not far away. It's Californication. Alderaan, right? The place in Star Wars, but they could be referring to something else. But look at this. Born and raised by those who praise control of population. Wow. Now back to Alderaan. You probably know it as a planet in Star Wars. But what if they meant this place from the Terra Infinita map? And this garbage is nothing but a means of distraction to keep you from ever finding those lands. I mean, think about it. This thing supposedly orbits around in the thermosphere, which is 4,500 degrees Fahrenheit. All the materials it's made of would be at the very least melting, some of them boiling. Kevlar melts at 930 degrees Fahrenheit. Even the highest grade steel melts at 2,800 degrees Fahrenheit. And even the strongest metal of them all, titanium, still melts at 3,034 degrees Fahrenheit. That's 1,000 degrees cooler than the thermosphere. And you do know that the International Space Station is only the size of a Boeing commercial airline. And the International Space Station is supposedly 250 miles away, and a commercial airline at its full altitude is only 6 miles up in the air. So how come when I take these two moons and bring them to the same size, we see this? You shouldn't even be able to see that at all. And don't come at me with perspective, because the perspective is that you're standing on the ground taking this photo. So when I bring these moons to the same size, hey, the vantage point that you are standing at is from the ground. And the only means of perspective that would change is the distance of these objects from your view. So yes, if these two things are the same size, that should be a speck that you can't even see with a telescope. And if it was with a telescope, this moon could not be that size. It would have to be enveloping the entire screen to even get a little dot like that. And I am really tired of bringing this up, but I had to ask ChatGPT because I couldn't find any videos of him saying it. But Neil deGrasse Tyson talks about how the Earth should appear to be 16 times larger than the moon from the moon's perspective. And that word appears to be means that through your optical view, it should look like 16 times the size of the moon. And that claim contradicts the garbage out of this photo. And a basketball is only 9 times the size of a golf ball. So imagine if it were 16 times the size of that golf ball. Then you would have to hold a golf ball up to the moon, right? Get it right. And then put a basketball up next to it. And that would be 9 times. And then you'd have to blow up a big beach ball, hold the golf ball up till it's right there on the moon, and then throw that beach ball up. That's how big this Earth should have been in that photo. But it won't be that big because all of this stuff that they sell you is complete fantasy. They do this all right in your face just to mock you. I mean, NASA will go on record saying, hey, we're going to try to achieve to leave low Earth orbit for the very first time. And then Neil deGrasse Tyson will be like saying, hey, the very first time that we left low Earth orbit was to get to the moon and all this. Yo, they really believe that you're not going to catch all that. And this here had to be the strangest clip that I had found from the Russian space station. As you can see, all of a sudden this cosmonaut, they call them, freezes. And he stops moving for a long period of time. A lot of people would say, oh, it's just a camera freeze. But The technician is continuing to try to talk to him here. He's not moving at all. And to know that it's not frozen, you can see this clip above me hanging on and moving to and fro. Yet this cosmonaut does not move. And you can see me skipping in the video. I'm skipping. He still continues not to move at all for a long period of time. And if you've noticed, anybody that's on a spacewalk on the space stations, what are they doing? I mean, I watched 8 full hours of this Russian space station of them just tinkering around, clipping and unclipping these clips, putting wrenches on nuts and just barely turning them. Look, the camera cuts and he's still frozen solid. They're trying to talk to him. He's not moving at all. And then finally, after a long period of time, he starts to move again like nothing ever happened. His partner's moving just fine. Look, oh, there he goes. He starts moving again. What in the world is that stuff? I think this might have something to do with MK Ultra or avatars or something, because it seems as if this astronaut is out on the space station and then his soul just leaves his body and his body's just frozen there for a long period of time.